Good morning. Welcome to Melissa Valentine's Nursery. My name is Melissa, if you don't know me. If you're new, welcome. I am joined here by my beautiful little, oh my God, it escaped my mind, Melody. Oh my goodness. This is Melody, you guys. This is the Madison sculpt. She was painted by Natalie Fakebridge, who is currently working on a baby for me. She is in the process of rooting the little baby. If you guys tune into me frequently, you know, I normally do a video on the weekends. I didn't drop any videos this weekend. Normally, me and Sandra will do a collab. Sandra just texted me. That's why I was kind of like talking slow. You know, I'll normally do a collab with Sandra, or when my boyfriend Sam comes over, we may do a video together. But I just did not feel well. I started feeling bad actually over a week ago. And so if you know me in this channel and you've been watching me for a while, I think I've mentioned in the past that I do have bladder issues. I have bladder issues. I take medication for it every day. And there's nothing wrong with having any type of conditions or anything. So my bladder doesn't empty. So I take medication to empty my bladder. And with that, if your urine doesn't empty, you're susceptible to more infections. So I am highly susceptible to urinary tract infections just because if I skip a few days of not having my medication, it puts me at a higher risk. I take medication as needed for bladder spasms, and I'm sure there are people who watch who do have similar issues. But that's what was going on, and I got a bladder infection, and it was terrible. I started noticing something was off like a week ago, and then it just kind of got worse and worse and worse. And I was working all week and it just got worse. And then by the time the weekend hit, well, by the time Friday hit, no, Saturday, I made an appointment with my doctor. My doctor wasn't even available. I took anybody at that practice because there's several physicians there. And so I had to do something. So I went 8:30 in the morning, which was a Monday yesterday, and got myself some antibiotics, which I am resistant to all but 2 antibiotics when it comes to my bladder infections usually. So they usually have to put me on macrobid. And if that doesn't work, the only other pill is fosamycin, and nobody could afford that. I can't even afford that. After that, it's IV antibiotics. So that's what I've been going through. And normally when my bladder infections get really bad, my urinary tract infections, it like literally drains me. It hurts. I'm in pain. I'm in pain, you know, constant. So it kind of put me down this weekend. Saturdays I normally sleep, and Sunday I didn't do anything. I literally sat on the couch and just I don't know, just didn't do, I was miserable. Nothing helped. Nothing took away the pain. So I am on my 3rd antibiotic I took this morning, and I still have some pain, but I can tell I'm doing a little better. I'm trying to increase my water. I went ahead, I went to the store this morning because I had to take my cat, little baby girl is getting surgery this morning. My kitten Lena, she's getting spayed. Yeah, spayed. So, and she's getting her 2nd thing of boosters, her little, you know, baby shots for kittens. So I went across the street to Food Lion from her veterinarian, and I got some more waters. You know, I've been trying to increase my water, and water, I've been doing better at drinking it, but I'm not its biggest fan. You know, so yeah. This is good shit though. So I'm peach. I'm not a fan of mango. I don't like mango. I don't like grape. But anything else I'm usually game for. So, and then, so that's Lena's at the vet. Joseph's going to pick her up when her surgery's done. later this afternoon when I'm in bed sleeping, because I'm going back to work tonight. I actually took Monday night off. So I sort of have been answering comments, sort of not. I did watch Sandra's video yesterday. I started it. I fell asleep on the couch at 7 p.m. I woke up at like 10, went back to bed, woke up at 1, put it back on, fell asleep again. So I've watched her channel in increments. So, her video. So if you haven't seen her video, go check it out. She is selling a Madame Alexander 14-inch doll. I have the same exact one, and you guys, I love her. She's out there with my Blythe dolls. So check it out. I believe she said 40 or 42. I can't remember, but she does have an extra pair of clothes that she is selling with that baby. And she is in need of selling one of her babies. I believe she is selling Farah, her Ashia kit, and possibly Landon, which is her meatball. I hope she doesn't sell meatball. You know, she loves Farah. She loves Farah. But I'm going to tell you what, if I was into cuddle babies, I would I would totally go for the meatball. I love meatball. He's so cute. I have a rule. I have to have hair. I do a particular in my nursery, you guys. I don't want to be swapping through babies. I want to not go through babies. I know what I want now. You know what I mean? I want limbs on my baby. I want hair on my baby. So I am down to my 5 little bunkus. So I was casually going through my comments, and some of you, usually when you guys make suggestions, I'll screenshot it. And then you know how you never go back to your screenshots. You never go back to your screenshots, like rarely. Well, through this weekend, I actually screenshotted a comment. And I can't remember who it was. I want to say, I really don't remember. I could see it in my head. She always leaves me hearts. Tons of hearts. Angels something or something ASMR, or could have been Swirly Gang. I can't remember. Forgive me. But she was telling me I should do a video on reborn mommies who cannot have children for one reason or another, whether they're fertile, infertile, or they just cannot conceive for some reason, you know, or it's very difficult for them to conceive a child. Maybe they can't have a child because they're on certain medications. You know, some people who have, you know, some psychological disorders, which is nothing wrong with that. Some people have psychological disorders. They sometimes their medications, they have to be on their medications. And they can be really bad for infants, you know, fetus in utero. So, you know, that's, you know, that's tough for somebody that has to go through that. And there's nothing wrong with psychological disorders. You know, we have to break through that stigma. You know, like the psychological disorders, they can be just as terrible as physical disorders, you know. I am on both. You know, I have a very bad urinary system that has to be regulated. And then I have depression and anxiety. And, you know, think about it. If it goes hand in hand, if I'm depressed and anxious, and let's say I don't take my psychological medication, then usually I take that medication the same time I take my bladder pills. So if I don't take that, then my system gets off whack and then my bladder flares up, or, you know, something like that. Sometimes, you know, our psychological part of us affects our physical in many ways. It's just as important. So, you know, there's a lot of people who have stigma for people who are, you know, bipolar. Maybe they have borderline personality disorder. Maybe they have schizophrenia. Some are more severe than others, but we have to break down that stigma because they're still human. They have feelings, you know. How many of you maybe I have spoken to? And I'm going to tell you, I've been in healthcare long enough that I kind of know, I can kind of tell, even if people hide it from me, I can kind of tell that they got something going on. You know, I'm very familiar with the ups and downs of emotion with borderline personality disorder. I was in a relationship with somebody who would be fine one minute and every single moment was a big issue. Either they were completely ecstatic, completely sad, or totally pissed off. There was no in between with that borderline personality disorder. You know, I dated somebody who was bipolar. And let me tell you, that was fun. That was fun when it was fun. But then when it was not fun, they required a lot of support with their highs and lows. One minute they're extremely happy and manic, and then the next minute they're depressed. They have manic depression. They are out for the count, and the world is falling apart, and they can't handle it anymore. You know, schizophrenia. Some people, there's different types of schizophrenia. And then you have, you know, I forget what it's, schizoaffective disorder, you know, where people may, you know, in that range there with the schizophrenia and schizoaffective, people might have hallucinations, delusions, but you have to remember these people all still have feelings, right? I had a family member who was no longer with us, and he would dream something happened and think it was real. And then he would act on that dream. He had keyed somebody else's car because in a dream, he had been in a fight with that other family member. So you have to remember that that's a struggle for them. Now imagine a woman who sees her cohorts around her in her age group starting to have babies. And for some reason, maybe she is on a very strong psychological medication. Maybe she's on lithium. Maybe she's on lithium. Maybe she's on Depakote. Maybe she's on something that alters, you know, her psyche. And for a good reason. But she can't maintain a healthy momentum psychologically without that medication. Taking her off that medication sparks some huge risks. You know, so in pregnant and you know, pregnancy, I had depression in pregnancy. Like most people have, you know, postpartum depression. No, mine was like the pregnancy. So then you got to think of the mother who has reproductive organ issues, you know, maybe her husband can't, you know, has problems. So we have to be mindful of that. Joseph was unexpected. I mean, I was on birth control and maybe I could have been a little more responsible. And I was on antibiotic for a UTI. And at that time, those nurses did not tell me that my pill that I was on for my birth control at that time would not work well with antibiotics. And I didn't think nothing of it. I was doing my thing at 21 years old and I got pregnant. Which was a life-changing experience. And at that time, I felt like I was in the worst possible position to have a child. But it was a surprise I never knew I wanted, right? But you have to think about people who would love to be in that position who can't. In fact, I spoke to one of my followers today. And she was telling me how she will never be able to have children. She has seen people around her have babies. And she's older now, but she was never able to have babies. And the ones that she did carry were miscarriages. And that happens. I didn't work with somebody. My mother worked with somebody who was on her 6th pregnancy. And because every pregnancy prior to that was either stillbirth or miscarriage, they took that baby like on the 2nd trimester and put it in, you know, they took that baby out of her to ensure that baby was getting everything it needed they waited till the baby was at a viable point within the pregnancy, and they took that baby out of her so that she can finally have a child. Now, even though she went through all that grief, it's very important to see that out of all of her grief and struggles, she was lucky enough to be able to have a child. Yeah, they had challenges in the beginning when the baby was first born and the baby was in NICU and all that. But, think about the women in this, and the men too. Hey, think about the women or men in this hobby who, maybe can't have kids at all or can't have kids anymore. And this hobby, the babies are supplemental. They don't cry, they don't poop. I mean, hey, they can go get a drinking wet. They can go, I just watched a short clip from Raising Reborns this morning, and she bought a $30 doll that cries and has a pacifier and is a drinking wet and sleeps and blinks. And I thought it was the cutest thing. Do I want it? Yeah. Do I need it? No. And I don't think she could have children either, but I'm not sure. No, I think she can, because she said in the past she had wanted children. I don't know. Don't hold me to it. But this hobby really, really makes a difference for others who can't have babies. Now, there is that group of people within our hobby who have children, and they partake in this hobby because it helps with anxiety, it helps with depression, it helps with this, it helps with that. They're casual collectors, whatever the reasons may be. But this video is dedicated to those who never was able to have children, either by, miscarriages or stillbirths happen, or they just can't do it. It's unable. They can't do that in this life, right? So, in speaking about this, first I saw the comment that I should do a video on this, and I was like, yes, great. And then I spoke to somebody who follows me about this. And something that stood out to me was the fact that they had said they did watch other people around them having babies constantly. And it was something that got to them. And it was a sad thing for them. So these babies are their babies. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong. It's a supplemental part of their life, but it makes a huge psychological difference. And in our body, everything is interconnected. It's like a domino effect, right? So, there was something else on my mind, but I can't remember. I had a thought and it just disappeared. But, and then the other thing we talked about, I was like, so we, a lot of us go out with our babies, right? As I talk to you guys, I think I'm going to put her in, Janet Stats bought this for my birthday for her. Very cute outfit. But I was inspired by Dallas a few weeks ago, maybe a little over a month ago now, to go to Once Upon a Child. And I made my own outfit. I got like girl jeans. The insides are like sweatpants, sort of. They're they're not blue jeans, they're pink jeans. And then a shirt. And then this little jacket with, looks like wooden buttons. Is it wooden? I think it's plastic, but still. So we're going to put this on her. She has been in these clothes the longest. I only have 5 babies, you guys. And every time I do a video, I've been changing them. I told Sam, my boyfriend, that I would like to change the alternative babies, but he wants to be present for that. And so, it is what it is, which is fine. I select my regular reborns more than anything. That's like my reason I'm in this hobby, right? So the other thing was I had asked I had asked this follower how she feels when she goes out in public, because a lot of folks go out in public with their babies. And, you know, it's easy to go in public with your baby and put it in a carrier and walk around the store. People don't think anything of it. They think it's a baby in a carrier that you're taking through the store, right? This individual person literally takes her baby in her hands, you know, where she goes. I know she says she has taken her baby to doctor's appointments, and I don't know how I feel about this baby being directly on this. I need a blanket or something. Well, maybe I'll just put her on me. You know, she has taken her baby to her doctor's appointments and church and everything. So that's why I asked her. I was like, how does it feel to take your baby out? You know? She said that when she takes her baby out, it does not bother her. Because, like, she'll never get to take a baby, a real living baby, unless she's babysitting for somebody, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, at this part in life, like, I don't even want to babysit for people, you know what I'm saying? There's a point where you're like, you know? But she had said to me that she doesn't care. She doesn't care what people think. She tells them that she is unable to have a baby. Was unable to have a baby. And so this helps her deal with that. You know, as women, right? Now, men, you know, maybe they're with somebody and they can't have babies, or, you know, who knows? Maybe, you know, even in this world we're living in, what if there's a male transitioning to a female and can't have a baby? Do you know what I'm saying? Things like that. The possibilities are endless when it comes to things like this. You know, you have to think about that too. I mean, no matter what you believe or how you feel about situations, irregardless, people still have feelings. And, you know, that's why when I went back to mental health, no matter what people go through, you still have to be mindful of how they feel. You know, not everybody lives the same life. Not everybody can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. Not everybody that does conceive and get pregnant has a successful pregnancy, right? So in this video, I am creating a certain awareness within the hobby, because, you know, the individual in my last video, they commented that I should do a video on this. And rightfully so. I think that is wonderful, because you don't always see these videos in the hobby. Now, I really don't watch a lot of Reborn videos. I'm going to be honest. I watch my main folks, but I don't always get to watch, period. Like, I just don't. I don't. I watch other things on YouTube as well. I don't just partake in the Reborn hobby. This is another side hobby I have. I have multiple hobbies. But, you know, this hobby has many different reasons that collectors may collect. You know, we all have a different, oh, she's so cute. She's so stinking cute. We all have different reasons for what we do. You know, I had Joseph, and that's it. I won't have another baby ever again, because unless it's a surprise, right? But I won't willingly have one, because Joseph is going to be 19, March 19th. And I cannot go there. Like, that would be starting all over, you guys. I homeschooled him for the second half of his education, from 7th grade to graduation. He is successfully going through college, and we have been through many milestones in his life. I wish I would have been through more, because I also worked full-time. I worked full-time. I went to school full-time. I homeschooled him. I got no sleep. I got little to no sleep. That's why now I sleep so much, I think. because I'm done doing everything. I don't want to do everything anymore. I don't have to. I can do what I want to do and that's it. You know what I mean? So, but you know, and then maybe some people just choose not to have babies. Maybe they just don't want the responsibility. But my heart really goes out to those who want or would have liked to have a baby. You know, I get that. I completely get, oh, look at that little baby. Look at that little, I made a nice outfit here. Her hair's a friggin' mess though. I made a nice outfit. Look at that. I put it together. I put it together, Sandra. Yes, I did. We got to work on our hair though. You know, and Sandra's got 3 beautiful boys. I know I just knocked her in the head with this. And then, Carla's got a lot of kids. Carla, God bless you. Jesus. She's got a lot of children. I know Beth has a family, a big family. She's got children. That's Grandma's Magical Whispers. Carla. Yeah, so you know, you guys, you know, the worst thing you can do is, okay, so I seen a woman, I was at Dollar General weeks and weeks ago. Had to be a few months ago now. And she had one of those like toy carriers. This is a grown woman with an older woman. Could have been her mom, could have been her grandmother, who knows, right? That doesn't matter, but you know, who knows? But she was carrying around this doll carrier, right? Baby carrier. And inside of it, she did have a reborn baby. You know, and my son noticed it. And he was like, Mom, look. And I was like, okay, cool, you know. I didn't see that she was recording anything. I was thinking maybe she's on YouTube, whatever. But you don't have to be a YouTuber to carry around a doll. You know what I'm saying? In stores. Oh, God, her hair got matted somehow. Sandra's like, she'll see me like brush through the baby's hairs and stuff. And sometimes I'm just trying to like take the hairs apart, like so they're spaced out nicely. But yeah, I thought I would, you know, I still kind of feel bad, but I'm doing a lot better. And I'm going to make a burger after this. I'm going to make a burger. And I don't even know what time. I don't have my watch on. It's got to be about 10:30. But see, I go to bed like 12. I go to bed 12 Eastern time. So look how cute. Look at baby. And then she's got her little, this is hers when her box opening. Yeah, she got this. But yeah, you guys, reach out to Sandra at Sandra's Frozen in Time Reborns and check out what she's got going on. Check out what baby she's selling. I love my 14-inch Madame Alexander doll. She stays in my living room. She's not part of my nursery. I keep her with my Blythe dolls. And she's got some clothing there. You know, so check that out. If anybody gets her, hey, I have the same one. But yeah, I just wanted to dedicate this video to those who cannot have babies for whatever reason it is. Mental health is a very important thing. And I do recognize that. Sometimes it's not always a physical issue that we have that we can't conceive. You know, sometimes it's, hey, you know, there are men in this hobby. Maybe men in this hobby who are with other men who, you know, don't necessarily want to adopt, but they would like to have it. You know what I'm saying? There's different reasons. There's different types of people. There's different situations. Most importantly, though, you know, we have to remember that mental health is, you know, people have mental health issues like everywhere across the board. Like, look how many people in this hobby, everybody has anxiety and depression in this hobby. Everybody. And you know what I think it is? I think it's social media. I do. I think it's social media that like kind of affects people, you know, and I think that's a big one. But I also think, there are more serious mental disorders people may have, you know, and my heart goes out to all of you. So I just wanted to dedicate this video to those in that situation. If you feel comfortable with sharing whatever opinions or situations you're in, if you're experiencing this exactly, any form of not being able to have a baby, but yet these babies are supplemental in your life, you know, this hobby is, you know, part of your life because of that situation, reach out. Only if you're comfortable. This is a safe place. I don't get involved with other channels and stuff who promote a bunch of BS. I'm here because this is a safe place. We're not bullshitting each other. We are reborn doll hobbyists. We're friends. We can talk between one another. I'm not a bullshitter. You're not going to see me say, oh, you know, I don't sugarcoat. I mean, I'll use wit in words, but I'm not going to sugarcoat. This is a real channel. This is about life. We have our babies, and they're so much more than just, for us, they're so much more than just like what coin collectors have or stamp collectors have, or, you know, Hess truck collectors, in my opinion. My son has a bunch of Hess trucks. That's why I said that. He used to get them every year at Christmas from my aunt. But yeah, so, I mean, these dolls for us aren't just, for many of us, they're not, you know, there's many of us that are not the casual collector. Yeah, you know, I do shelf my babies now. I do. I don't take them out as often. I have, but for the most part, for me, it's how cute they are. It takes me down a notch from this crazy world. And, you know, I'm getting to a point where my nursery is becoming under control, where I can enjoy this hobby better, because I don't want anxiety and to stem from this room. I want this room to be my getaway, right? My babies are my getaway, and make me happy, you know? They fill a part of me that can't be filled, you know, with this anxiety, you know, with having that. They calm it, you know? So I just felt like this was a very important video to have, and to recognize those, and you know, tell those that, hey, we're here, we're not judging. You know, you may carry your baby around every day. You may sleep with your baby like a teddy bear. You may go out to the store with your baby. That's your business. And everybody has their own challenges in life. They have their own, you know, who cares what other people are doing? Who cares what other people think? And that's something that I have to work on too, because, you know, sometimes when I go out, like the viewer that I watch, she will openly take her baby like this and take her baby out. I usually have a carrier. Sometimes I'll put a blanket in front of her, you know. I try not to draw too much attention because I just don't want it. But for those of you walking around like this, church, work, not work. You usually can't bring stuff like this to work. I do, because I work in a nursing home. But for those of you who do, you know, good, kudos to you, you know. Hey, you know. So, but I thought this was something important to bring up, and I wanted to shed light on the matter. And, you know, let's be supportive to those in the hobby. There's plenty of people in the hobby with many disabilities and many life-altering situations, and, you know, but the ones that specifically can't have babies is who this video is dedicated to. So, you guys, I'm going to go inside. I got to get prepared for my sleep. And it was great doing a video, you guys. I'm hoping this bladder infection goes away fast, because it is still bothering me. But I was feeling good enough to do a video. And to all of you, like, subscribe, comment, share. And there's something I've been doing. When I do watch Reborn channels, I don't watch the big ones. If they're like over 2,000 subscribers, I try not to watch too many of those. I prefer to watch the newbies. I prefer to watch people who have 500 subscribers, 700 subscribers, like the new ones, because I feel like I like watching those. So try to see if you can find people like that. you know, welcome them into the hobby, welcome into the YouTube community, you know. I find joy in looking and seeking out those channels. I will go past 50 million different large YouTube channels that I'm sick of seeing. And I will go to the little guys because it's important to be supportive. And I'm the type that roots for the what do you call it? The little guy, right? I root for the little guy and the underdog. So, you know, that's always been my thing. So try to see if you can find some channels who fit that. See who you can find out there. There's many people out there that are trying to get bigger. I'm a small channel. I have less than 2,000. But, you know, the smaller ones that are just like this morning, there was one that had like 150 subscribers. Man, I can't even remember when I had 150 subscribers. But you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Tell your friends, tell your family. And as always, thank you for being here. And until next time, bye-bye. Take care.